This is me trying to unload my belt from my car. I've got a broom propping up the back of the boat and me standing under it while my fiance drives out. And you can see me trying to lower the boat now to the ground, but the broom comes out from under the back and the boat comes tumbling down. So obviously I need a better way of getting my boat on and off. So this is the next day, and at this point I'd watched a couple of YouTube videos of other people and what they've done to try and make it easy to get their boats on their roof racks. And I decided to go with this. I already had plenty of rope and pool noodles, well, three pool noodles at my place, so it seems like a lightweight solution, so I'm giving this a go. You can see what I'm trying to do here is that the Mitsubishi Outlander that I have has a bit of a spoiler on the just above the wind, oh, not the windshield, the rear glass on the back. So I'm using two pool noodles to try and protect that as much as possible. And with the yellow one that's down the bottom, I'm using that just to try to protect the bumper a bit. So I'm not really doing much to tie them into place. It's really just one simple knot. And if I did figure out that this would be a good way of going forward, I would bother to tie them a bit more. But at this stage, I'm just trying to test it and see whether it works for me or not. The boat that I just got it the day before. It's second-hand Quintrex, 2.5 meters or just over 8 foot long. I did look at larger boats like 11 foot and 12 foot boats, but I decided that when I saw this one come up on Gumtree, I thought I'd buy this one because I wanted something that I could load and unload by myself easily. So now I've just lifted the boat up to test it and see whether the noodles are protecting the car enough. This is the first time loading the boat onto my car by myself. When I had bought it yesterday, the bloke who sold it to me gave me a hand to put it on top of my car, so that was that was a lot easier than this. So this seems to work okay, and I'm just checking the car to see if there was any contact between the paint and the boat. So it's all looking good at this point, and now it's time for the boat to come back down and see how it goes in the reverse direction. At these points I just keep checking, looking at where the boat's sitting and making sure that the edges are going to be sitting on the pool noodles. So again, it's all looking pretty much okay. I am kind of a little bit uncomfortable at how close at many points the boat is to the paint of the car, and I'm just thinking that if I'm going to be doing this, loading the boat here and unloading it at the beach or the coast or something, there's going to be at some point a good chance that it's going to gouge out part of the paint of my car, or just put a fair scratch into the car. The boat it's not that heavy. It's I believe it's about 35 kilos. So this is my triple pool noodle solution. You could probably do a lot better with more pool noodles, but this is just what I had on hand at the time. So I've been contemplating on another idea, and so I'm just going to head off to Bunnings, Australia's local hardware store and grab a few pieces of wood and come back and try out that idea instead. Okay, so we're back again, and this time I've just popped out to get two pieces of timber. They're untreated pine, 2.4 meters long or 8 foot, and they're 70 by 35 mil. So I'm just putting these beams up on top of the roof racks, and what I'll do is I'll tie them to the front roof rack, but I don't need to tie the back ones because the weight of the boat will be sitting on that. I don't have another rope, and I didn't want to cut the one that I did have, so I'm just borrowing a bit of the end of my pool noodle solution to tie the front of the beams to the roof racks. If this turns out to be a better solution, I'll probably look at other ways of securing the beams to the front roof rack. So just moving the boat into position now. Having a look at it, I just found that it was a bit too close at that point, so I'm pulling it back a bit so that I can get the bow to sit onto the beams, and that's a lot better. So lifting it up at this point onto the beams, it does get the boat a lot further away from the little spoiler lip that's on my car, and a lot further away from the paint. The beams also make it a lot easier to push the boat up onto the car. You'll see here that I do struggle a bit to pull it back, and that's mostly because of the rubber that's on the roof racks. And in hindsight, I probably should have just tried to drag the bow on the beams. I haven't decided yet whether I'll take the beams out when I go to ratchet strap the boat down to the car, or whether I leave them there. That'll be a problem for another day. At this stage, I just wanted to find an easier way of getting the boat on top of the car and getting it off. So this looks like the solution that I'm going to go with. I feel like it's a lot better than the pool noodle solution because it gets the boat away from the car, and it does make it a lot easier to push the boat on, pushing it along the beams. I'll probably also look at modifying the timber a bit so that I don't have to use rope to tie it down, but maybe an easier way of just mounting it onto the roof racks. Anyway, this is my journey of exploration of trying to find a easier and safer way of getting my boat on top of my car. I hope this was a helpful video for you.